Yeah, puzzle is a really good concept, and I also want to see that back as a real game mode. But obviously we have it kinda as Open Planet plugin. I also liked in Trackmania Sunrise, we had these campaign maps, and then you had the gold cups, which meant you play every campaign map after each other. And you have to beat the gold medal in every first try on every track of the campaign to gain the gold cup medal. That was also cool. Imagine that with a black campaign now, the black maps of this season. And you have to get author time in your first try on every single track to gain the author cup. That would be a tough challenge. I wouldn't be surprised if there is a mod here. But I'm not sure. Gonna press escape at some point to check it out. Okay. So this is the first map of the new MiniRPG of the week season. Then let's go. So we first of all have a warm-up now, where we can learn this track. Oh. It uses some old blocks. What? Crazy. It actually shows on the top left 152 FPS. Also first of all I have to say that I thought I limited at 144 and it should not be possible that it shows more. But the other thing that I'm surprised, like why is it on this server now so high? But it does not feel like that, it is actually very laggy, but it shows super high FPS suddenly, much higher than in the Cup of the Day. I don't have to understand. I would like to understand, but I think I will never. Yeah, Kanshika was really fun. It is always fun. It is always fun to do that in the beginning of the season. Matchmaking and playing in live rounds and live match is always the way I feel like the most hyped to improve on a map. Just playing them offline is super boring and yeah, not feeling that too much. Also maybe I have some motivation to go offline and hunt a track after I played it in matchmaking, just to see, so they were faster here, how can I improve, what did they actually do? Basically what Lars did, that you open the map in the editor after your match to then improve, because then the motivation is high. It's the same with track of the day hunting. I would most likely not hunt any track of the day if there wasn't a cup of the day. The cup of the day is the reason, because I don't really get to my perfect time doing cup of the day, as I'm always saving in the lockout, and then I know how much more potential I have, and that motivates me to show that potential and improve then. on the track. And then the hunting makes fun, because I already learned the track. Before I start hunting, I already learned the track. In a match situation. That is like so important for me always. Oops. Okay. Didn't think that this would be the line that works. But it is. This is a long sector. Whoa, 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 whoa. If that is still the same sector, then I put borders here. Also you could turn around it and checkpoint and then go like this, but I guess that is slower though. Yeah, okay, it's quite far away. Probably cannot cut it. But aye, that's dangerous. I'm doing some training respawns right now. Because I wanted to learn this section here. But yeah, with such a long respawn, I doubt I want to do that anymore. But is there here something? Maybe there are some tricks and cuts. I lost some additions due to that. No, okay, you cannot go early. Yeah, I was also thinking if I on purpose jump against this, or more aggressive than the GPS, I just jump down there. I had a really bad gear now. Yeah, the line is a bit unclear with us. This was better now, I think. Okay. This part is still somehow weird. Yeah, I have to learn this section. Also training respawns are just crucial. I don't really need to try something good into the finish, I think. But I have to finish a run. Also I have to finish a run, but it doesn't necessarily have to be good. Otherwise I have to learn now this section here. Okay, I'm actually not sure. I'm gonna watch the GPS again. Because it feels super bad. The way I land on the top there, that feels just wrong. As if it is planned that you are able to overjump as well. The pre-drifts here. No, also looks like this. Pretty unsmooth, to be honest. Yeah, I guess with the rest, I hope I don't regret it, but I think I don't need to watch it. I'm unsure with some of the lines. So the transition into this platform was often clipping, not completely sure. So I'm gonna respawn training this again. Okay. Upsala, was... Why am I going there? Also you can actually go over this edge, as I just did. It does work, but it's probably not necessary to go that risk. Because respawn, if you fail there, it's pretty long. Many of these respawns are pretty long, I have to say. Ah, okay. Boah. So without that one extra training respawn, I think that would have been good. I would need to be super lucky that Sponge is reading that message. Ah, okay. He was actually reading, but he isn't. I will do more training respawns. I don't really need to finish a good lap now in the seeding. The legs are crazy, by the way. I have no idea how it can show such high FPS. It makes, as always, no sense. Maybe because I was clearing my cache lately and it's downloading a lot of stuff. With this part I was also unsure. Oh yeah. I should go into Camp 3 to see where my exit will be. Would be fun if you could directly cut to the left. No, you cannot. Actually, a lot of players. So let's press escape once. And there is a mod. And I trained now the whole track without mod. Yay. I hope that the legs would be away by adding the mod. Ah, no, this is the wrong lane. Upsala. Na sowas. Okay, time to explain how this mode works, guys. We play a knockout mode, but it is a special knockout. It is a special format that they achieved with a plugin. We only have this in this cup here. So what we actually do is, at the end of each round, certain amount of players that are in the back will end up in the danger zone for the next round. So if you have a bad position now, then you drop into the danger zone and you have to play the next round in the danger zone. It seems like the gap is here position 66 or 65th at the moment, even though that's surprising me a little bit, but yeah. So if you are better than this danger zone, then you will be in the safe zone. Safe zone means that you cannot be knocked out in the next round. You are safe. You cannot get knocked out as long as you finish. In the next round, then certain people actually play in the danger zone. And the bottom 50% of all players that are in the danger zone, they will get knocked out. It doesn't matter what position they qualified, it's only mattering how they qualify compared to the other players in the danger zone. So everyone that is now in orange here is in the danger zone, and you have to be from these people in the top 50% to survive. No matter what kind of position that might mean that you need to get. You just need to, like, the overall position really does not matter in this case. If you survive, then the plugin will check which players did actually survive overall. And from these surviving players, it makes a ranking again from that next round. And then again, the last place drivers from that round that are still alive will be then in the danger zone for the next round. So you can also, you can be in the danger zone and then go out of it again with a good result. You can also survive the danger zone, but your position overall was still so far behind that you will remain in the danger zone. So you basically get knocked out if you have 2 bad rounds in a row. Even though it's not working that simple. But here in the beginning, 2 bad rounds, you're far behind, this can knock you out. Now, first of all, a bad round with that you end up in the danger zone, and then when you're in the danger zone, if you then have a bad round again and you don't get into the top 50% of all the danger zone players, then you will be knocked out. Correct. That is exactly that. Players that have high pace but crash the one or other round, as long as they don't crash twice in a row, they can just survive with the system. So you have, compared to if you would play classic knockout mode here, then some of the very fast players would get eliminated. It would happen. It has to happen. Yeah, some of them would get knocked out. So you see now all the gray players are actually eliminated now. Now the plugin shows which other players are now in the danger zone. But yeah, so good players might then, with one bad round where they risk too much and crash hard, we have long respawns here, they might then be eliminated, but in this format they survive and have still another chance, and then either they save it there to be safe again, or they just risk again, and to get eliminated they would need two bad rounds in a row, of course, which is less likely to happen than just one bad round at any time. It is still a very luck-based system, even though it sounds like it would be much fairer overall. My number is orange now, by the way. This means if I finish in this position, I will be in the danger zone next round. But the map is still long, so don't worry. Don't worry just yet, at least. But I'm actually surprised how long it stayed in orange. Yeah, also it is still a bit luck-based when you have then your one crash. Who are your opponents in the danger zone? You can be really unlucky that with you in the same round a lot of absolute top players crashed, and then you have a much more difficult danger zone than someone else who crashes with only slow players together, and he will easily survive. There are a bunch of other things that make this still a bit luck-based, even though the system seems much fairer for a player. But obviously, some people have it in some rounds very easy to survive, others have it very difficult to survive when they end up there. And it's impossible to just stay out of danger all the time, because especially then towards the end, a big margin of the players will move into danger zone. New skin, they actually give you that skin on the server here. They just give you that skin. It's automatically. The plugin does that. The legs are much better now. Out of nowhere. Maybe it is the reason that I cleared the cache and now it downloaded all the... Well, it doesn't have to download a lot from the other players because everyone uses this car. I don't know how it works. But maybe that's the reason that it had to re-download a lot of stuff to the other players. And now it's finished. Or some other thing on my PC that I could never identify was actually doing something which makes it super laggy, and now it's better. Still small freezes here at the finish, I had that. But yeah, much better, and you see directly I improve a lot. Only 2.5 behind first and on 5th place actually. Bayron forces speed self into spectator. Yeah, I have a long history with this cup. Tried to qualify for a LAN event, which people could qualify for regarding the amount of wins. And I was just not very lucky in that previous season with getting any wins. Scandia is the dominator in this cup, or was the dominator, but generally is still the dominator. And I had 4 finals against Scandia, always lost then obviously. He always got a decent run. It was not impossible to beat him, but it was always a decent time I would have needed to beat. Yeah, and whenever Scandia crashed, then something happened to me. A bug or something, which was a bit out of my control, and then I wasn't there to take the win when Scandia was not there. And then there were other cups where someone else got into the final against Scandia, and then Scandia threw the final, and someone else just got a random win against him. And that happened after I was already 4 times against Scandia in the final and got nothing out of it. That was a bit frustrating. And all the ways of getting then eliminated, they were always a bit stupid, a bit of unfortunate. But yeah, now I think it doesn't matter anymore. Now it's just a weekly cup, which should overall help a lot. Because it's just this one cup, just try to win this one cup. It's not for an overall season thing. And this is of course a cool cup because we have, I would say, after the cup of the day, this is the cup with the highest skill level. When you see what kind of players are actually taking part here. Nualok was playing himself, interesting. You have really a lot of good players and a lot of RPG players. And I can tell you, even though the format is bad for me, it is just not good for the Save Meister. It's kinda logic, no? That the classic Cup of the Day format, the classic knockout suits me of course better, the safe driving. With this, as you already mentioned, more good players will survive in the end. And that makes it way more difficult, because in the end you need some pace to win, because these players just don't get eliminated that easily. But yeah, despite this not being the perfect format for me, I have to say that it is mega exciting. It's super exciting, and with that it makes also, in some sense of course, a lot of fun to play. Because you always come to that part where it spices up a lot. Nice. So now I can show you how the danger zone works. We have 8 players in the danger zone. So those 8 players were the worst 8 players from the previous round that are still in, that still survived. So they went into the danger zone. Oh wait, that are probably even 16, probably 16 players. Now we will go into 8. Naja, the bottom 50% got knocked out. We will see that next round again. So you can basically click on the left side also directly on danger zone and only spectate those people. How their ranking is. And for me, if I have interface on, it's interesting, this white line. This white line will indicate what is the position that I need in the current standings to not go into danger zone. And that position, that is not a fixed certain position. It kinda depends on how many players are behind that white line that would get eliminated, or if basically, like, it's a big difference if all danger zone players are in the top places or if all the danger zone players are in the last places. And that changes basically the position that you would need to stay out of danger. So that can change mid-round all the way. Here we go. Now let's look again. So we have in the moment 8 players in the danger zone. Now you see it, 8 players. And the top 4 will survive and the bottom 4 will get knocked out. And look at that. It was actually a battle of 2/10 between Shofi and Delavid. Delavid is out. Golio, Jam and Helldiver Agent are all out. And Shofi, Sponge, Undire and the other guy, Flo, I guess, they all survived. Now the plugin looks again who were the last place drivers. The last 8 drivers from the ones that are still live, and gives them the orange mark for danger zone. And as long as you're in the safe zone, just finish, you cannot get knocked out. You have a free pass into the next round, but of course you want to avoid getting into danger as long as possible. But it isn't really possible to avoid it all the time. And I can tell you it is similar than in the Fastlane League. In the Fastlane League, with the last chance mode, you kinda don't want to get into last chance that quickly, but at some point it usually happens. And the first round that you're in last chance is always the most difficult. Like when you're for the first time in this direct risk of getting eliminated, this is always the most difficult round for you. When you already did some rounds in that mode and survived, then you lose this pressure. Then you're already in there, you know how it is, and it feels easier. Wow, I was overjumping this. This might be it for me, because I have a slow lap and others are fast, and I didn't make this jump. Yeah, I will be danger zone next round. And what happens, obviously, I am in the danger zone with Scandia. And this is what I meant earlier. This is so unfortunate that I get into the danger zone together with Scandia. Yeah, because one guy is already with a high chance in front of me. But yeah, I need to get into the top 4 of these 8 players. That is still doable, but I have to get a good round. And as I said, the first round is always the most difficult to do that. But if you get a bit used to it, then it becomes easier. Now you will also see colors on my car. At the moment it's red. Red means I would be eliminated because I'm not in the top 50%. I got a slowdown. And while everyone else had a really easy survive, I get eliminated with a random good run. No, because I had Scandia who got 4th, Raistlin got 5th, Saturate got 6th, and Corso got 10th. Out of 20 players. And now my overall position is not 13th. My overall position is actually now... how many players were we still? My overall position is... 17th. And that is the weird thing with this format, because it doesn't feel like a 17th place. No? I was never on that position. I was never on that 17th position, but I get 17th. And yeah, this is what I meant with this format. It is very exciting, and the first round is often the most difficult to survive. But yeah, you can be just unlucky. You get Scandia, and also the others, like they were getting 4th, 5th and 6th. It was like they were all really fast, and now I had this one small slowdown on that precision part, and because of that I didn't really get back in. I was kind of surprised that I was behind all the time, like that I didn't overtake anyone and stayed in the red zone for all the way here, because that was not really bad, I would say. I drove it the same way as I did before, and I was already 5th. Naja. But yeah, this is like the thing with this cup. On a classic knockout format, I would have survived the round. I got 13th out of 19 players. I would have been easily in. But this format knocks me out. So this is like the difficulty with this. Now it was only 4 players in the danger zone, and you had to be top 2 to survive. And was 5 seconds behind for that one red player. I don't remember my position for a tour. I mean, 8 players went into the danger zone. In a classic format you wouldn't have 8 eliminations. I don't think that I would have been out there. In a classic format it would be 4 eliminations. In that stage of the cup. I mean, it's not like I got last in the round before. Naja, you will see very bad and very good danger zones. You just need to be lucky at some point as well. At the moment Corso is in red, catches up to some people. But Telnai, and Telnai is a bit slow here, so Corso catches up to Telnai. This is the battle. Matt is there, Corso crashes. Yeah, now Telnai is through. Lol, that car. Yeah, Corso and Flo, those two. And also interesting is who gets into danger zone. If you look into the safe zone, then you see that Sander is under the white line, so he will be in danger zone next round. Artis and Morpheo are both in the danger zone now. But they can both survive, because they play with Citorate, who's maybe not the favorite now. But I don't really know him too well, like he was adminning this cup, he was not really playing. I don't know how fast he is, we can of course spectate him and check out. And Sander. Sander I know a lot from hunting the Tom Pathfinding Cup maps. So Zeterate actually was not in red, he had an orange number, which means he would survive, but he would end up in the danger zone again. But then Morpheo overtook him. Morpheo has a really weird side jump, also has a bit of a barrel roll in his jump. But yeah, Zeterate now losing to Morpheo a lot of time. Thunder already DNF'd, so there's literally just Zeterate or the others. Artis and Morpheo are very close to each other. There they are. They just need to stay ahead. The gears here in the ending are really annoying. Yeah, and they will stay ahead and make it. And then we see then in the front Scandia winning the round with 1.5 seconds in front of Raistlin. Who did I have in my danger round? Scandia and Raistlin. Yeah. So I always understood that DNFing is actually an elimination, also when you're in the safe zone. But I'm not. So I always understood it like this, but of course people are not really doing that. I wouldn't risk it. But what is true is we will come into the top 4 situation, and whoever wins in the top 4 round, whoever gets first place there, is guaranteed in the final, because he will be in the safe zone during the top 3 round and cannot get knocked out there. So whoever wins the top 4 round is one of the 2 finalists. So let's look into the danger zone. We have Sponge, Telnai, Sights and Uso. It gets now spicy. I mean, by now you won't have any, especially as we have today a very sick edition with the comeback of the cup. We have so many fast players playing that now in these last rounds it gets really, really difficult to survive. Everyone is still within a second to the leader. From the danger zone player, Saitso is out. He made the big mistake. What an incredible part from Telnai. And this means that Sponge, no, is in, is out. And that means that Uso survives this. Ouch, Sponge. And it was such a good round for so long. Yeah, this precision section, that is one of these parts where I really just don't feel confident. This landing, then making a sharp corner and then instantly hitting this wall. This is of course also an FPS part. Like you want to have the smoothest gameplay ever. But generally I just don't really feel confident in such stuff. Also the fact how Telnai just turned and went full speed over this. Of course in time attack no problem, can try that. That was Telnai again. But in rounds it's something else. Telnai however could afford that mistake now. He will be in danger zone next round, but he is not in danger now because he finished so far up last round. It is Uso, who was very lucky to survive, versus Matt. And Matt is up there. We easily see him with his tag. And by pace, Uso will most likely not survive. So he needs something to happen for Matt so that he can catch up. But he oversteers here, which makes it definitely more difficult to win this battle. Okay, oof. That was now a little bit shaky with Matt. But he is safe. So, and we have Artis against Telnai. Actually, the times were also really good in the top 4, which means Artis really would have needed a strong time now to avoid going into danger mode. Now imagine Artiste wouldn't have crashed and he would have finished right behind Raistlin. It would be the same result. He would still go into the danger zone. Even with a really good run, he would be there. Yeah, that would be a 13 high. A 13 high is top 7, or basically if he drives his PB, yeah, he would have been also in the same position and would be in the danger zone. And now Telnai, this one opponent that he has, might drive a 113 low, and Artiste tries PB again with 113.7 and he goes out. Even though that were 2 good rounds. You can get knocked out now, even though you get second place in the round. No? If Artiste gets second but Telnai gets first, Artiste is out. This is a weird thing with this format sometimes. I mean, I also got knocked out like that already. So almost like that. No? When you have unluck and Scandia crashed around, and then you end up in a 1v1 against Scandia, it's quite likely that Scandia wins the next round. And that you would be out even if you get second. But yeah, let's have a look at this round. It is Telnai versus Artiste, and Artiste actually did make a mistake, so it's all for Telnai. Yeah, Matt was actually not playing this competition in the previous seasons, or very, also not often at least. Or, if Artiste got it very good, he didn't. This was a chance to catch up, but he didn't get it good. So Telnai will remain here in the danger zone, but he's not used to it. Yeah. For Raistlin it might be the first time that he's here, I'm not sure. No, he was. He was of course in my danger zone, obviously. And you need a top 2 position if you want to stay safe. Unless both of the players of the danger zone get first and second. One of them gets eliminated. Then third place would also still work out to stay in the safe zone. In that case, basically, the white line would change and a third place would be enough, if the top 2 are the both danger players. So the 2 danger players are, however, behind and close together. Telnai with a chance to survive another one. And Raistlin looks a little bit in danger, but this is a very good setup for this bug. But Telnai was so good in this part. Will he survive it? No, not really. And this means that Raistlin will survive if he just finishes. And he will. And Morpheo, with this mistake, is gonna be in the danger zone. So now comes the important round. Now comes the round. Whoever wins in the top 4 is safe in the final. We had now a very close battle between Scandia and Matt, and both of them kinda can go for it because they are not in the risk of getting knocked out. The thing is now for Raistlin and Morpheo, they are obviously in the risk that they might get eliminated if they risk too much for a first place and crash. So the question is, can they even go for the risk and for the first place? But currently it also looks like that pace-wise, Scandia and Matt are so far ahead that if they don't both crash, one of them will make it anyway, no matter about the pressure situation. Already here they have a small lead, Raistlin with a very early landing, but Morpheo got it even a little bit better than him. Very far jump for Morpheo, but was also a good line. So Raistlin a little bit behind, but it's super close still. Very good acceleration for Matt, or poor acceleration for Raistlin rather, in this section. And his opponent Morpheo is leading, so Morpheo could actually go for it. He could go for the first place. Matt seems to not make it. And even Scandia will not make it. Actually, whoever survives... Oh, Matt is back. Matt is back. Morpheo actually oh no. Oh no. And what is happening? Oh no. And Raistlin, the guy that looked to be knocked out, is actually safe in the final. GG, Raistlin. Which means that we have a shootout between Skandir and Matt in this round now. Only one of them can reach the final. This would be the grand final that we would have assumed, but only one of them can reach it. And I have to play against each other now. It doesn't matter what Raistlin is doing as long as he's finishing. So, of course, they go full risk now. Beautiful line for Matt. Very good line. Actually, ahead of Skandir by quite a lot, and Skandir even clipping. But where's Matt? Matt so far in front. Yeah, okay. Yeah, usually we don't see Skandir that far behind. That doesn't happen often. And I'm pretty sure he can catch up to Raistlin. Oh, he DNFs. Dude, how did he survive that? Not the greatest ending. Yeah, but this also is a typical thing, no? Matt's taking part here for... I don't know if it's for the first time or the first time since a long time. And then immediately could win this thing. Of course, when you have no experience with this cup, it's sometimes also helpful. You are so focused, so motivated for it. But yeah, this is the grand final. You have a clear favorite here. Even though Raistlin is of course also one of the absolute top players. At the start, they are close together. Moving to Raistlin now. Side by side. Nothing decided. Matt going super far. Oh, he has to release! No, it is Raistlin. What a lucky way to win. Kinda lucky way. Oh, he had a chance. Yeah. The Raistlin is obviously not slow. A 1:14.06 does not look good when the record is a 1:12.05, 2 seconds behind. But it's still 9th place in the locals. It's still a good time. But he was now also lucky. Whenever he was in danger, no. The fact that he survived that round against Morpheo was kinda lucky. The fact that he even won that round, which secured him a grand final easily, was then the other thing. And that then, of course, his opponent crashes. That's just how it goes, no? Also even this kinda format, even though it seems fairer because not one bad round, one bug knocks you out immediately, it still is a bit luck-based. Because the level is also so high, and because mistakes so easily can happen on RPG maps like this.